Welcome to Storytime at the Rubus, a weekly podcast about Bonnaroo. I'm Joe.
I'm Brooklyn.
I'm Daniel.
I'm Charlotte.
And we have a guest here today. What's your name?
Lacey.
Yeah, we've got Miss Lacey Jane here. She is the honorary member of the Rubus crew. How old are you, Lacey?
8.
Yeah, I know. You and me are going to a concert here in about 2 months. Who are we going to go see?
Tim.
I know. I'm excited too. Hey, so at the beginning of the episode, we had something special. We had a song from FLIPTURN. We can now officially announce that FLIPTURN is going to be headlining the Wednesday night Rubus party, and I'm so excited. Yeah.
Woo!
This has been in the works for a few months now. We had to get all the details straightened out before we could officially announce it. But yes, I am so excited that we're going to have them play. Brooklyn, I know you've been listening to FLIPTURN a lot. Have you listened to their new song that came out this past Friday?
Yeah, me and you both, we listened to it at the beach.
Yeah, that was pretty nice. It
It was really nice.
They have some fantastic material. I've been kind of joking around telling friends privately, like, oh, they're kind of like if local natives went skateboarding. Like they're
Surfing.
Or surfing. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Nah, okay, yeah, you're right. Skateboarding, definitely.
Some type of sport like that. But their vocals are amazing. I cannot believe the pipes that they have.
Woo.
So we will have a lot going on that Wednesday night. So should I just start from the top and tell everybody what we're going to have at the Wednesday show?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So first of all, we're going to have a rookie welcoming event with Mrs. Bonnaroo herself, Rebecca French, who we're actually talking with later on in this episode. She is wonderful. Her and her husband, Ryan, live just across the street from Bonnaroo. And we're going to basically talk with everybody that's new and help answer their questions and get them set up for success for their Bonnaroo weekend. Brooklyn, I know you've got to hang out with her quite a few times.
Yeah, she's pretty cool. She has really good outfits.
Well, I know. We talked about in the interview that I recorded that we're going to play later on in the episode. She was telling me a little bit about what she's got planned for this year and talked about her balloon outfit that she put together a few years ago. You remember that, Charlotte?
That was fantastic.
We talked about this in my interview, but her house is like this crazy Bonnaroo museum. There was like something in every room.
It really is. I mean, it's incredible.
And I'm going to add to their collection. I have something for her. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. But that's going to be the first event. We're going to talk with Miss Rebecca. After that, we're going to have a lot of campground DJs come in to do kind of like a long B2B thing. I wanted to give everybody a shot. Lacey, do you like DJ music?
Maybe because I used to have a DJ.
Really? I'll play some stuff for you later.
A DJ LOL.
Do you want to learn to DJ?
Yeah, and I have an LOL.
So I have a DJ board. I'm going to show you how to play things. Will that be fun?
And
She's the future Rez.
Yeah. You want to play music like Rez? It'll be fun.
DJ Lacey.
DJ Lacey. I'm going to teach you tonight, okay? After that, after we have the B2B thing, we're going to have kind of like a little pre-party for the pre-party with Get Weird and DJ Catlow for about an hour. And then after that, about 10 or 11 o'clock, FLIPTURN is going to be playing for us. They're going to have kind of a different set than they're going to have at their official set on Sunday at Bonnaroo. Lacey, are you already getting tired? Are you trying to go to bed? But after that, Brooklyn, can you tell everybody what the late night thing is going to be after FLIPTURN plays?
Okay, so imagine Stephen Colbert, but Mitchell.
Yeah, it's going to be basically late night with Mitch. I have been pushing.
It's going to be interesting.
I have been pushing for a guest spot from T-Flex and all of his crazy.
Oh, yeah.
But yes, okay, that's everything that's going to be going on at the Wednesday show. Lacey, are you going to make it? She's trying to make a scene over here. She's making noises. That's okay. I knew what we were getting into having her here.
Okay, so we have another very big announcement, don't we, Daniel?
Yeah, why don't you tell everybody?
So we're going to be giving away a pair of Bonnaroo tickets.
Yeah, Bonnaroo has been awesome to give us a pair of general admission tickets that they have asked us to give away.
So since this is a storytelling podcast, we want you to submit a story about why would you take someone to Bonnaroo for the first time.
Yeah, any way that you want to tell that story, if it's kind of an emotional one, if it's a funny one, that's up to you. We want you to submit a audio file that we will play on the podcast. After we've kind of picked a handful of our favorites, we're going to play a number of those on the podcast, and then we're going to put up a Twitter poll and let everybody decide their favorite story, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So this is important. I want you to record it as an audio file, the story that you're going to tell, and I want you to email it to us. And we have a Gmail address, right,
We
Charlie?
do. It's therealrooplus@gmail.com.
Yeah. So send that to us by the end of, let's say, the end of April.
The end of April?
Send it to us by the end of April.
So that gives you a good month there.
Month and change. Yeah. Send it to us, and we will pick some of our favorites, and then we will let our audience pick their favorite from there. We'll put up a Twitter poll.
So April the 30th is the deadline?
If that's the last day of April, then yes.
Okay.
Last day of April is the day that you got to email it to us. And what's the email address again?
therealroobus@gmail.com.
Awesome. All right, I'm going to go to our crowd here. Joe, if you were going to take somebody else that you know of, their first Bonnaroo, who would it be and why?
There's so many people. I feel like I literally, anytime I go out anywhere in public, I end up like inviting somebody, and I'm like, you should go for your first time. Probably my friend Hannah. I know she's in a little bit of a tough spot wanting to go to her first one. And I would love to be able to take her with us because she totally deserves to go.
Shout out to Hannah. Yeah, I would love for
Oh,
Hannah.
Hannah Munoz, love you.
Brooke, what about you? You got a story about somebody you would take to your first Bonnaroo or their first Bonnaroo?
Probably my mom.
Oh my gosh.
I feel like she would be skeptical at first, but then she would fall in love with it.
Your mom would have like the best time. I kind of want to make that happen now.
Well, I was trying to, but she claims that she is allergic to marijuana.
So it may not work.
Yeah. I don't want to test that theory.
Open spaces, nice and airy.
Yeah, we can get her a mask. We've been using masks for the past 2 years.
Right.
Situation, yeah.
She's very skeptical about all that, but I know she would have the best time. You'd probably see her running around drunk. She would have loved the year Sheryl Crow played. She would have been up front.
Gosh. All right, I kind of want to talk to your mom about this now. We're going to put your mom on the podcast so we can talk her into it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm down for that. All right, guys, we're going to take a break, and we're going to go to an interview with Rebecca French, Mrs. Bonnaroo herself. And I think when we come back, we're going to go to our crowd of Twitter Spaces and see what's going on with everybody. Sound good?
Woo! Yep.
Whoop, whoop.
Hey, everybody, I'm with one of my dear friends. Out of Manchester, Tennessee, just a short walk away from the farm, is Miss Rebecca French. How are you doing, Rebecca?
Good. How are you?
I'm not bad. So you called in over video, and I wish everybody could see this. You have a magnificent wig and crown, and what are you wearing there?
I'm just wearing some of my usual attire that I go out in town in during the week of June. So.
Okay. Well, you look like a mermaid to me a little bit.
I was a mermaid one year. You could screenshot this, I guess, is what, is the easiest way to show somebody what I'm wearing. But the picture with the mayor a couple of years ago, I was head to toe mermaid. So
I took a screenshot now. Yeah. Wait, you were a mermaid with Mayor Lonnie with him?
I was, yeah.
Oh man,
we got our picture made together.
I miss him dearly. He hung out with us at the bus a few times, and he was always just extremely charitable and hospitable, just like everybody that we've met in Manchester.
Yeah, he was legendary and humble, so we definitely missed him. And he'd always tease me and say, "Come on, walk with me," and we'd walk, So
I think I remember that one. So you're calling in from your house, and I've been in your house a time or two, and I swear the inside of there is like a Bonnaroo museum. Can you tell everybody kind of about some of the stuff that you've got inside of there?
Well, we expanded during COVID, so and we're repainting right now 4 rooms so we can put up more Bonnaroo stuff. But we have an arch, and we have some letters from one of the muralists that went to the compost pile. We have tidbits of Bonnaroo all over our house. Anything that was a picture is framed, armbands, and I mean, you name it. All of our cups in the cabinet have Bonnaroo water bottles and recyclable aluminum cans. It just goes on. There's a hint of Bonnaroo in almost every room in our house.
We do that in the bus, of course. Actually, I have something I want to give you next time I see you, and you probably have one of these already. There is a Bonnaroo schedule from a few years ago that's printed on state of Tennessee legislator paper. I never really found a good way to put it in the bus because it needs to be framed, and I'm afraid that would fall off and get messed up if I kept it in there. So if you guys don't have one of those already, I want to give this to you. I think your house would be the best place for it to go.
Well, that's exciting because we do not have one of those. I have seen the legislative tours, occur, but I have never been invited or been on one of those. So we will find a wonderful place for it. Thank you so much. That's great.
Yeah, it's been sitting on my desk for the better part of 3 years. Someone gave it to me when we parked the bus in front of the Cracker Barrel for breakfast, and I just haven't found a good place for it. But now I think I have. It should go in your house.
Well, thank you. That is so cool. I will take a picture and show you where we put it.
Okay, cool. Well, I'll take a picture and send it to you after we record this, so you'll see what I'm talking about. So what can you tell me about what's going on in Manchester lately? You guys are very plugged in. Can you tell us a little bit about what you do with the city and kind of what's been going on around lately?
Well, Manchester has been busy. We're growing, unusually larger from the last census, but there's a lot of construction going on. There's a lot of small business growth. There's a lot, the brewery is getting really big down here. And then there's just, it's like a movement of a feeling. People are excited about spring. They're excited about COVID changing. And so you just see a lot more happiness than I've seen in a long time going on in town. Fall season starting, tournament season, all of that's picking up. So it's election time soon. So you're seeing a lot of election stuff going on. But otherwise, it's just busy. It's really, really busy.
So you mentioned the brewery. Are you talking about Common John?
Yes, I am.
That is one of my favorite places in town. They have put together not only just a good brewery, but kind of like a really cool venue. You guys had part of the Other Fest there last year, and I know you were part of that. Can you tell us what you worked on with the Other Fest, the thing that happened after Bonnaroo did it?
Yeah. So the Other Fest came together with, about 5 or 6 of us, but then also like the entire community. Every bank in town sponsored a portion of the Other Fest being sustainable. And then the 3 venues, Prater's, Bites of Europe, and Common John, they were building stages, they were renting stages, they were finding extra equipment if they didn't already have the infrastructure in place. And we just came together in, 72 hours. And Andy Frasco was already in town. So that was just amazing in itself. Some of the vendors stayed, and, there was Spicy Pie at Common John, and there was this amazing hat company. I think it's called A New Crown from Texas. And they came to, what's it called? They came to Bites of Europe. And almost everyone in my family bought a new hat that night. That's how unique and great the hats were. And so, there was music everywhere, all over town. When they did a recap, they said 26 states had attended the Other Fest.
I believe it. We came over to next to Bites of Europe that night that Andy Frasco played over there. And that was a fun crowd. It reminded me of a show at one of the tents at Bonnaroo. It had about the same attendance and had kind of like the same feeling and vibe. I met a lot of friends that I hadn't seen in a while that night. I ran into you. I remember that we had to quickly get Jeff Gillar on stage to welcome everybody because you guys had to borrow their generators basically, didn't you?
Yes, they saved us that night because our generator worked all through sound check all day long. And then right before the show was going to go on, generator stopped. And nobody wants to plug their equipment into a generator that may or may not work, So we reached out to the company, and they're based out of another town, so that was a no-go. So we reached out to the festival, and Jeff saved the day. He brought that over with Ryan's truck, and the show went on a little bit late, but it was epic. It was by far one of the best shows I've seen, even comparing some to Bonnaroo. When we were ready for live music, they were infectious. They got the crowd into it, and they also brought up other people onto the stage like it was a competition almost.
Yeah, that was fun.
It was just so cool. It was great.
A bar off between the 2 bands that were playing that night. That was a lot of fun.
Yes, it was really cool. And they were just really humble because, they were there all day during sound check while we were building fences and putting up stakes and street fighting with stakes that wouldn't go in the ground. And they were just working alongside, getting everything set up. And I mean, I didn't realize till later that the band was doing all of their own work at the same time that we were setting up other things. So that was pretty cool to watch how dedicated they were to being there as well.
Yeah, I have been connected to the Andy Frasco and the UN band through some friends, and man, they are a hard-working bunch. They're always up for anything. I mean, as evidenced by showing up and playing the other fest at the last minute. That was such a fun night. I remember Bites of Europe being really good too. That we got some stuff to eat from in there before the show and everything. That's one thing I think a lot of people don't realize about Manchester. Like, it's a small-ish town, but there's a lot of great local places to eat. You mentioned Prater's. What are some of the other favorites that you have in town?
I mean, so I love El Molcajete Mexican. I eat there several times a week, and I eat at Kubo Grill. That's a new grill on the square, and it is so good. It depends on what you're looking for, because if you want something that's comforting, I eat at the Mercantile, which is like Southern home cooking, mashed potatoes and corn fritters and stuff like that. And then, I mean, I love Yamato. I love El Molcajete. I love our Logans. Pre-COVID, they were okay. Something happened after COVID. They came back strong. Their food is delicious every time I go in there. And I know they're a chain and we try to eat local, but I mean, Jiffy Burger is my staple. Every time I have company come, I always make sure they get country ham biscuits from Jiffy Burger, baked potato with real bacon. So, you know, I mean, we just have a lot of options for people that are interested in being a part of our community. Paco's Pizza is right by the high school, and they have a malted pizza dough. It is so delicious, and that's a family-owned restaurant. J&G, I love their grilled Greek chicken. I mean, if you ask me about food, you know I'm a foodie. I save money just to eat at Bonnaroo off the food trucks all year long.
We need to connect you with Miss Chloe.
Do what?
We need to connect you with Miss Chloe out of Iowa. She's kind of like our resident food person as well. You know, she's the person that has the whole slap the bun thing. So if you get a burger or something, you have to send her a video of you slapping the bun. That's just her thing.
That's so funny. So I usually take the bun off because I try to eat gluten-free because I have celiac, but sometimes it's worth it. Like if I'm eating cake, I'm just going to eat that cake, you know. But
that's even that's even a reason to slap it if you're going to take it off and send it to her. Now, you mentioned you mentioned the Jiffy Burger. Is that the one that's just down the street from you that has the Bonnaroo burger?
Yes.
I have yet to try that. I need to have that one of those days.
What?
Well, next time I'm up, I think we're going to come up and see you guys and do some other stuff in town before Bonnaroo. So I will make a point of it to get that burger.
Yes. I mean, absolutely. I mean, we could do a foodie tour and hit several places because, like, Best Chicken Wings are in town. I mean, Best Brewery, Best Baked Potato. There are so many places. And, I mean, for years and years and years, our family didn't go out to eat because we were working towards a goal. So now when we go out to eat, we eat with intent. Like, it has to be delicious. It has to be flavorful because we worked so hard for so long not eating out. So now it's like, okay, we're going to the places that we know are delicious and we really eat. So.
Well, next time you're in Huntsville, let me know. I'll give you a couple of recommendations for some places down here that are really good.
Okay. Huntsville during COVID came out with a minority-owned business list, and I screenshotted that because I thought, what a great idea. If we're going to go, let's go purchase with intent. And so that is on my list of things to do because Huntsville did produce a list like that during COVID. I thought that was really a really good idea.
Mm-hmm. And I think we've mentioned it on the podcast before, and I know I've mentioned it to friends in person. And this goes for anyone. If you're in the Huntsville, Alabama area, kind of where the Roo bus is parked, go to Jordan Lane. I swear it is like the United Nations of restaurants. There's any kind of restaurant from all over the world that you could want just on that one road.
Wow.
So, yeah, basically go there. I think you'll find a lot of what you're looking for there. It's amazing. Okay.
Ryan keeps telling me you come to Huntsville to watch the pandas, and I always say their name wrong, so I'm not even going to say the beginning. I just know pandas.
It's the trash pandas. And, yes, when you do, let us know, and we'll go with you. It's a great time.
Okay, we definitely that is the summer goal this year, Braves and the Pandas. So
heck yeah, I'm down. Okay. Let us know when you do that. We'll take you. Come stop at the house, and we'll all go together.
Sounds good.
All right. So back to Bonnaroo stuff. Can you tell us how did the Mrs. Bonnaroo thing come about? How long have you been doing
that? So my first Bonnaroo was 2011, and Ryan was way seasoned before me. And the first year I went, I took baby wipes in a fanny pack, and all my outfits were matching with matching sandals, and I was so cute. And then I saw the river of sludge, and I didn't know how I was going to deal with the, porta potties and stuff like that, because I just wasn't. I'd heard all this stuff about Bonnaroo, but I'd never seen it for myself. And then after that year, it was like, these people are having a blast. They don't care. Everyone is happy. Come as you are. You don't have to go on a diet before you go. You just show up as you, and you present that to the world. And after that first year, I slowly baby stepped into being Miss Bonnaroo. The second year, I kind of dressed up a little bit, like feathers and, just a little bit more out there. But then the third year, I was like, you know what? Bonnaroo is about radiating positivity and not being that guy. And so I think I can be Miss Bonnaroo. And if anyone comes up to me and says, like, oh my gosh, you're Miss Bonnaroo, I'm going to tell them they could be Miss Bonnaroo too. Like, it's not an exclusive club. And I didn't think that it would catch on. And people were coming up to me, congratulating me and telling me they had no idea there was a pageant there. And it was so exciting. And there was so much excitement and congratulations around it. It just kind of stuck after that. And then I just decided that, I'd take all the Bonnaroo initiatives throughout the year in my life anyways. And so that's kind of my platform of just how, every pageant has a platform, and they talk about why they want to win, or why they want to be this way, or why they want to showcase certain things. And so that's how I've just used Miss Bonnaroo as a platform to talk about sustainability and mental health and compassion and empathy for others and social justice and anything else that comes through that I feel is part of the Bonnaroo creed,
Yeah, absolutely. And you've showed me some of your outfits before where like each of them kind of tie into the theme of the thing that you want to talk about for like that
Yes.
night or that year. Can you tell me about some of the different like outfits and themes that they've promoted?
So one year I did something for the plastic like coalition / balloons blow, where people release balloons into the atmosphere to memorize or commemorate something very special or something very heartfelt. And there's other ways to do that. So I made an entire dress out of balloons and it illuminated at night, and it was really, really cool. But it really was a message. When people came up to me and started talking to me about it, I showed them the little cards where, plastic gets stuck in the ocean, plastic gets stuck in birds' mouths, and plastic gets in the trees. And so do paper lanterns, throw seeds, do any the other options besides releasing latex balloons into the atmosphere. And so that was one. And that one was, people really understood what I was talking about when they came up to me and talked to me about it. Sometimes they have no theme at all. But this year my theme is compostable. It is dedicated to clean vibes. And the whole dress skirt will be made out of compostable plates. And I have commissioned children to paint flowers all over the plates, and they're going to get paid for every flower that they paint.
That's amazing.
But then it's going to be cool, and I can't wait to see. They're a little bit excited. It's 3 kids that are going to paint them, and then I've got bees to put all over it, and I've got seeds to pass out so that people can throw the seeds that attract honeybees out into Bonnaroo, and when we're gone, we'll have left some seeds behind,
I love it. So I have a request. Can you please wear that to our Wednesday night party when we host the band and everything?
Okay. Yeah, I will.
In fact, I think we got some plans about that. Yeah, me and you might have some plans for that Wednesday.
Well, and I know you guys have those macrame beads so that people can come. They have to visit the Roo bus to make their own macrame bead to wear for the festival. So, that whole container of beads is still sitting here because, pre-COVID, we were ready to deliver it. And now I've got it right by the front door so it can go with the necklaces.
Awesome. I'm so excited. Well, Rebecca, I really appreciate you calling in and telling us about it. Man, I can't wait for all of us to finally get back to Manchester here in just a little over 2 months. And not only come back to Bonnaroo, but come back to Manchester and see what else is going on in the town. Would you have any other recommendations for things that people should check out if they're going to be there a little before or a little after?
So if you're coming to town before or staying after, there is an app you need to get, Experience Tennessee. It tells you everything to do in the 13 regions surrounding Coffee County. And I mean, the goal is that you guys stay in Tennessee and experience our Southern hospitality and the food and the nature. I mean, our natural resources are unlike other places. I don't even know how to say that correctly, or, to promote it, but it's beautiful and it's refreshing and it's grounding. So there's like 7 trails around here, waterfalls galore. There's so many options to do things that aren't commercialized. If you want to go shopping, we have all kinds of shopping. If you want to go eat, we have all kinds of places to eat. But if you want to experience, somebody's heart and passion at a local creamery where you can eat ice cream that is just mouth-watering, or chocolate from a female-owned business, or go and sit in the water and catch teeny tiny crawfish while you watch kids and dogs play in the water, all of that is here. So that I would definitely look at Experience Tennessee and find an itinerary, plan your trip. You can go to the state's website. The state has plan your trip too. But I mean, I'd also just say get off the beaten path. Go to one of the local restaurants like Jiffy Burger or J&G or Freddy's and ask them what they do in their downtime. There's places to kayak and canoe all around here. And I think the hustle and bustle of getting into Bonnaroo and being busy and feeling a lot of anxiety of getting in and getting out, it's important to take a break before or after and just refocus. So that all of those options are available here.
Rebecca, thanks again. I really appreciate you calling in. And I think we've made a deal. I'm going to come up there and check some stuff out, and we're going to go get a Jiffy Burger together. And you guys are going to come down here. We're going to go to a Trash Pandas game together.
Yes, and I won't call them the trash can pandas, because that's what when you said trash pandas, Ryan's always like, it's not the trash can pandas. Whatever, we're going to go see the pandas. That's my go-to now. So
I understand
yes,
why you would call them that, because their logo does have the raccoon or the trash panda inside of a trash can. So I get why you would think that.
Oh, and hey, guess what? One last thing. Did you see that I did a cameo a week and a half ago? I paid for one. Did you find that on my Facebook feed?
Oh, no, I must have missed that. What was it?
So Andy Frasco ran out of beer money wherever he's at right now, and he was offering to do discounted cameos. So I bought one for myself. I know I've been getting razzed all over town about buying my own cameo, but in my cameo, the information in the background, I offered to make him an outfit for Bonnaroo, and he said he'll be there 2 days, and absolutely he would take me up on that offer. So I'm almost done. This was like a week ago, and I was so excited. I've been sewing.
He might be wearing this on stage, the outfit that you make for him.
I mean, maybe, but even if he just wears it, I mean, it's completely designed for him. So
he's wild. I can see him doing that. We'll find out. They're playing on
Thursday. Maybe I'll send you a picture of it, or maybe when you come to town, you can take a look at it for yourself. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, please do. Well, thanks again, Rebecca. We'll see you here before too long.
Okay, see ya.
Wow, thank you so much, Rebecca, for being on our podcast. You're so cool.
All right, guys, we're going to go to Twitter Spaces. I think we've got a number of friends that are hanging out with us. And first of all, here is somebody that is no stranger to us. It's Sarah, our new BFF that we met at Okie.
Hey, guys. I miss you.
Hey!
Hey, girl, we miss you too. What have you been up to?
Not much. Just, working, studying, and now I'm just thinking about Bonnaroo again, so it just hyped me up. I feel like I just woke up.
I know. It was kind of like a good appetizer to go to Okeechobee. It was great to be at a festival for the first time in over 2 years, but now I'm like, yeah, we need to get back to the real thing.
I'm so excited. It's coming up pretty soon.
So you're going to be hanging with us a lot at Roo. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, like where you're at and some of your favorite acts that you're looking forward to?
Yeah, so I live in North New Jersey, and the first Bonnaroo I went to was in 2017, and that was the first festival I ever went to, and so I went 3 years in a row. And who I'm looking forward to seeing the most this year, honestly, I feel like I have to relook at the lineup because I honestly don't remember who's playing this year because my brain is just so picturing last year's lineup that I'm going to see who's on this year's lineup again.
So you and I had a great time on the rail for Tame Impala that night. So I'm going to put in a suggestion right now that you need to do the same thing over with me at King Gizzard.
Yeah, I've actually seen King Gizzard on the lineup before, I think. Like, I haven't seen him, but he's been on the lineup before, right?
Yeah, it's a whole band from Australia. They've got a very similar vibe to Tame Impala. And actually, I need everybody here on that rail with me. So I know, like, Charlotte, you may be going to Goose, right?
I'll be at Goose.
Yeah, I know. But, like, Brooklyn and Joe, can you please go along with us to the
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I'm so excited about that.
Yeah. And I see
Also-
Res, how could I forget? Me and Brooklyn definitely are seeing Res at the rail.
Absolutely.
I will be there too. I can't wait to meet you, Sarah. I'm so excited. I've heard.
Yeah,
some-
Sarah, this is our friend Joe. And Sarah, you haven't actually gotten to meet Charlotte yet. She's sitting here right with
Hi,
me.
Charlotte. Nice to virtually meet you.
Yes, finally.
Yeah.
I
So,
can't wait to meet in person.
so I understand that you're going to be in on Camp Reddaroo this year too, right?
Maybe. Is it too late to sign up for that? Because
It is not. The next person that I'm going to have on the line is going to be able to tell you about that, actually.
Okay, cool. Because I could switch Roo around. Originally, I was going to do solo Roo. So if Reddaroo lets me in, just like me coming through by myself, because I've been like since the audience members don't know too much, I've been pretty much a solo traveler to festivals lately, and even just like random vacations. So
Which is badass.
too strict with the car passes. I remember they used to require that like 2 or 3 people go in a car. So I'll inquire about that.
Yeah, I think he should be set. Of course, you know Mitchell. He was camping with us all weekend at Okeechobee. I will get him to tell you about that when I get him on next. But did you look at the lineup? Who else are you looking forward to? You said Rez. Who else?
I want to see, J. Cole. He went to my college like forever ago, so I'm like really hyped to
Really?
see him again. Yeah, he played a show at my school for like $5 since it was his alma mater. Tosh Sultana, I forgot she was playing here. She was so good in 2018. I'm so hyped.
I never got to see them the first time around. I'm really excited about that too.
Yeah, I can't wait to see Tosh. And yeah, I've
Me
heard
too.
that, I might be butchering this name, because Cypher, I think they're like metal, which is something I'm looking
Okay.
forward to. So I definitely want to see something metal rock.
I don't know them. Have either of you guys heard of them before?
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, that's something new that we're going to go check out with you then.
We got some homework.
Yeah. Well, Sarah, good to hear from you. I'm going to get Mitchell on. He can fill you in on the Reddaroo stuff, I think.
Love you. Thank you. Thanks,
You
guys.
too. Hey, let's talk soon. Yeah. All right, guys. I think we have our MC and guest host and late night host of the Wednesday show on the line now. Happy salmon,
Hello.
good sir.
Happy salmon to you as well. First off, it's Pussifier, like pacifier and pussy.
Oh,
Lovely. Okay, good.
Yeah, they're really good, good metal. Members of Queens of the Stone Age, if I'm not mistaken, are in there as well.
so wait, it's the guys from Tool and some of the guys from Queens of the Stone Age?
I believe so, but you're gonna want to research this. I'm not big, like metal's not my wheelhouse. I enjoy it, but I don't live there.
Yeah, me neither. Hey, so Mitchell, can you help Sarah out? Is it too late for her to get in on Reddaroo?
It is not too late to get into Reddaroo. Anybody out there listening, we are closing up Reddaroo at the end of April, or actually, I think the end of May, in all honesty. But come on in, anybody that's welcome. Unfortunately, we are still having to be strict about 3 people per car because we're only given so much space, and we can only hold so many cars. And that's really what it is. Like, they always send us 3 passes. Sorry, 1 pass per 3 people. So that means literally they're assuming that we have 3 people on average per car. We make medical exceptions and things like that, but we still have to be strict about that because we don't have a lot of space. And honestly, every year we end up making people have to like park away from the camp and then come camp with us, which is a possibility. And we do have carts and stuff and lots of back strength to lug stuff from the parking, which is relatively close the past couple years.
Yeah, I think it still will be close this year if they don't change up much with the map. And actually, we have one of those carts that we can lend you to help out with that effort too, I think.
Oh yeah. We have some carts for Reddaroo specifically that's the whole reason they're there is just like, well, this person got fucked over in their space. Let's go walk a quarter mile to get their stuff.
Oh my God.
But we're down to help always.
Mitchell, I have some other news that is very pressing right now. So, like, we have a video going right now while we're doing our podcast over Zoom, and I see a number of different T-flexes coming in on the screen right now.
I just found my backup T-flex today. I've got 2 more.
Can
I
you-
bought like 4 whenever one of those curiosity shops went down. I literally bought 9 copies of Happy Salmon and 4 T-flexes.
Okay, so we have to explain this for those that don't know. Can you kind of give us the background info on T-flex?
So T-flex is a hand puppet dinosaur made out of silicone that will have sex with your mother if you don't protect her.
That's right.
He is a diabolical man.
He's a-
We don't know if he's a man. T-flex, I don't think a lot of dinosaurs had sexuality that way. He's pretty androgynous and full of hate.
He's gender fluid.
Pardon?
He's gender fluid.
Oh, yours has a tongue. That's cool.
Sexual. What you get's what you get back.
He's very offensive, but like he can't be canceled because the comment couldn't cancel him.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, what are you gonna do? Kill him? He's just a fucking bag of throat. Good luck.
By the way, Mitchell, your son says hi.
I have a son.
T-flex.
Which son? Which son?
Which one? He says.
T-flex 0.167.
Oh,
Wait, what?
she's making this up as she
I am
goes.
so thoroughly delighted. I think I don't really know. I mean, all the more kids, the merrier, I guess. But,
Now wait, is T-flex with you there now? Can he speak to us? How is he doing?
I mean, I can put a voice on, but no, I don't have the hand puppet. I'm drowning in pussy right now. I've got 2 kitty cats in my lap. But no, I guess I can do a fucking voice. It's not that bad. Yeah,
There he is.
I think T-flex, but he's real rude, and I don't think he plays well with bands.
Well, I need T-flex. We discussed this earlier today, but I need T-flex to make an appearance when we do our Wednesday night shenanigans.
I'll definitely bring him out and make him harass some folks.
He's just
I don't know if I've told y'all, but I have Yes Man for Wednesday night at my talk show. Like how Johnny Carson had Ed McMahon sitting there, all going, oh yes. I literally, I'm signed. I don't know. Some of y'all know him. Zubair is going to be my Yes Man, and he's literally going to be next to the stage, and every now and then he just go, yes.
I want to put up like a whole set on top of the bus for you, like with a desk and chair and like a lantern and different things.
Have I told y'all about the T-shirts I have for it, or I'm going to have for it?
You told me, but you haven't said this on the podcast.
I gotcha. So I'm gonna have a nice, well-kerned shirt for myself that says the host and fits me nicely and everything. And then I'm gonna have one 5XL shirt with sloppily ironed on letters that say the guest. And I'm gonna make each guest take the shirt off and hand it off to the next one.
I'm down for this. Well, Mitchell, good to have you, man. We're gonna move on to the podcast, but yeah, hey, we were able to talk to a couple of Camp Reddaroo people, it sounds like. And actually, Mitchell, I think we got you a couple of new neighbors in Camp Reddaroo this past weekend. We met some new friends down at the beach when we were down in Gulf Shores that just up and decided they were going to go to Bonnaroo, and then up and decided they were going to join in on Camp Reddaroo. I think they already got their pass or whatever you call it.
Yes.
They did?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, that'll be fun. That'll be fun. Toodaloo, everybody. Keep it classy, San Diego's.
Bye.
See you guys.
Hi.
Hey guys, we're coming back in through the magic of editing because in all of that craziness last night, we forgot to thank our Patreons.
Absolutely, and we definitely need to thank them.
Lacey, do you know what a Patreon is?
No.
You mean tell you?
Yeah.
Well, that's somebody that is donating money that's going to go to a charity. It's called the Bonnaroo Works Fund. It's a cool thing that Bonnaroo does to get money to cool projects in Tennessee, like at different schools. I think they help make a playground. Would you like to go visit the playground?
Yeah.
That might be pretty fun. But yeah, we're going to give 80% of all the money that people give us to that charity, the Bonnaroo Works Fund, and the rest of it is going to go to a party. You want to go to a party?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. We're going to thank everybody that helped us with the Patreon. You want to help us out?
Yeah.
Charlotte's going to read the names off for us.
Okay, you ready?
Listen, Lacey.
All right, we've got Mick Berg, Bruce Butler, Andrew Julian, William Hoper, John Howard, Captain Dan, Lucy Young, Benjamin Wells, Ross McNamara, Kent Summers, Michael Roberts, Randy C., Joshua Wenzel, Madison Hutziko, Scott Hurst, Greg, Eric and Ben Abel, Kristen Straub, Natalie Gaucher, Beyond the Hypnotic, that's Jace, Evan Brown, Jay Sanders, Chloe Hannon, and Sean McCarthy.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody. Tell them thank you, Lacey.
Thank you. Slap the bun, Chloe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get you to meet Chloe and slap some buns with her. Does that sound fun? But yeah, as you may have heard at the beginning of this, we're starting to really gear up for the Wednesday party. We've got FLIPTURN lined up, and I think we're going to have some fun stuff. I think we might do a little something special for our Patreons that night on Wednesday.
Oh, of course.
I have something in mind. I've got to double check and make sure it's cool. But our Patreons can probably put 2 and 2 together and figure it out, I think. And also, we're going to do a call next week with them, I think, to start figuring out what we're going to do with that extra 20%.
Yeah.
Sound good, Lacey? She nodded yes. All right, let's get back to the regular episode. Thanks to everybody that jumped on our Twitter space. I love doing those. We should do those a little more often,
Yeah,
Charlotte.
those are really cool.
Sometimes me and Charlotte have started those while we've been in the car on road trips and stuff, just to have somebody to hang out with, honestly. Yeah. We did have a couple of Twitter questions that came in as well, too. JB Shank wanted to know, what are some ways you would try to convince a friend to go to Bonnaroo? Sarah has stuck around with us after the Twitter space. How would you convince a friend to go to Roo? Because this kind of goes along with our concepts that we're doing.
I feel like when you talk about all of the activities and just how many things are packed into 5 days and the price of that, I feel like it makes people think, wow, that's an insane deal and an experience that they really want to have too. I feel like what I usually talk about is, what do I usually talk about? I talk about the food. I talk about just like the community and how hyped everybody gets. Definitely the high-fiving at the arch. And I feel like I do a bad job of this, taking pictures, but I want to take more pictures and just show how fun it is.
Yeah. I used to do that. I used to take around like a nice camera with a good lens in my backpack to take like really good pictures at shows and different crazy things. But I guess it got to be too much hassle. I was like, screw it. My phone is enough.
Yeah.
I might try to do that again one day this year. Charlotte, how would you convince somebody to go to their first Roo?
So I've attempted to convince a lot of people to go to Roo.
It worked. Joseph's going.
I think what turns a lot of people off from Bonnaroo is they think that it's just for lack of a better word, it's a dirty hippie festival. They think it's just going to be.
It is.
I mean, that's what my problem was. That's why I didn't go for so long. I thought it was just going to be mud and dirt and icky, and it was just going to be people there I didn't vibe with and da-da-da. So I would sell them on the fact that it's not. Like, it's the community aspect of it. Number one, honestly, I would tell them to listen to this podcast.
Well, way to toot your own horn a little bit.
No, I don't mean it like that. I would tell them to listen to the interviews that we do on the podcast.
Yes, absolutely. The one that I had with Rebecca today is a good example of that.
Right, exactly. Listen to the interviews that we do on this podcast, especially the ones with like the Frenches, the ones with some of the Camp Reddaroo people that we've done, the ones that we've done with parachute people.
Well, the one that Mitchell hosted is a great one to give you a good idea of the vibe at Bonnaroo.
Exactly. And it's just all about that community atmosphere, and just to show you that it's not, like I said, it's not a dirty hippie festival. It really is just a community coming together, just to the point of just being a really loving and friendly environment, and just, it changed my life. So I think that's what I would sell them on.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Any other thoughts from Joe or Brooke before we move on?
Yeah, like bouncing off what she said, like I always tell people it changed my life. I always tell them the feeling that I get when I was there, just being around those people and meeting all sorts of people that are just like you. And I've gotten a couple people to buy tickets, but I'm still working on getting the rest of them.
How about
I
you?
just get really dramatic with it and say, hey, it cured my depression.
I feel like you were the one that really sold Joseph on going this year.
Me?
Yeah. Your enthusiasm is infectious. Yeah. I think he was vibing off of that.
Well, I'm honored.
You are honored. Hey, I got another question from our good friend Kyle, the Bonnaroovian. He wanted to know, what plaza do you think the wedding ceremony with Dolly, the Dolly impersonator, will take place? We talked about this a time or two ago. I kind of hope that they bring back Jake and Snakes where it should be, and that the Dolly thing happens at another location.
I agree.
Yeah. That's really what I'm hoping for.
Jake and Snakes needs to be where God intended it to be, out there and everything. Just being who knows what at 3 a.m. Except the road rage. The road rage. Everybody knows that should happen right there.
Well,
and if it's not Luke Daddy, I don't know why we're even here.
I'm going to be so mad if it's not Mark.
All right, guys, before we sign off for this week, I think we're going to come back around and do our picks of the week. And I think Miss Joe is going to go first.
All right, so it is Odessa's new song. It's called Love Letter, featuring the Knox. Odessa doesn't put out bad music, so it's like you already knew it was going to be good, but everyone should go listen to it. And their new album comes out in July. They just announced today.
I have not even heard this new song yet. I love
Three new ones.
Yeah. And they put out some details today, the day that we're recording this, of like a huge tour that they're doing this coming summer.
They're coming to Cincy, and I kind of have to go. I have to.
Yeah. You saw them before, though, right?
Yeah, I saw them Rue 2019.
Yeah, such a fun live show. Okay, I'm tempted to go to one of those. Okay, let's go to Miss Sarah next. What are you picking this week?
Okay, my pick of the week is a TV show that one of my Xbox friends put me on to, which is Cobra Kai. And I don't know if you guys have seen it.
Yes.
It's so interesting how it's just all the same actors from the original Karate Kid. And I've only seen the first one, but I'm like watching it whenever I'm eating anything. And my mom will be like watching it with me. And I think she's seen more of the movies than I have. She'll just see the adult character and be, she'll recognize them. And it's really cool. I'm on season 3 right now. I think there are currently 4 seasons out. So I'm really hyped. I kind of want to start taking karate lessons later this year now.
Charlotte and I really got into that. And look, I'm just going to put it this way. I was born when that movie came out, so take a wild guess where my name probably came from. But yeah, we've loved the heck out of that show too.
It is amazing. Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's cheesy, but like in a good way. Like watch.
I love it.
Something that cheesy shouldn't be that good.
Right.
It's ridiculous. All right, thanks, Sarah. That's awesome. Yeah, we've loved that, and I totally recommend that to everyone else. All right, Miss Ginger Marbles, you're up next.
Yo. Okay, so I discovered a new artist. I've dipped a toe. I really only know one song so far, but I listened to it constantly while we were at the beach. I took my nightly walks on the beach. The song is called South Coast, and the artist is Laurel, in like all caps. Like the whole Yanni Laurel thing. That's what I thought about. But super, super good. Great voice. Good vibes.
Awesome. We'll check it out. Charlie, you're up next. What you got?
Okay, so I've talked about true crime podcasts on here before. So I found a new one that I've been into this week, and it's different than the other true crime podcasts that I normally listen to. So normally podcasts are about an hour long. So this one is only about 20 minutes per episode, which is really cool. And it's called Serial Napper. And it's 2 words, Serial Napper. And it's a female host. And it's literally just short stories about just true crime. And it's just really cool. So if you're looking for something like really short to listen to, like you're just a short commute to work or just something you can go to sleep to or something, like check it out. Serial Napper is the name of it.
Charlotte actually had her own podcast at one time that was doing some of these.
Oh, it's props to like people who do true crime podcasts, because the research to do one is insane.
I remember you working for weeks on one episode, one of those things.
I mean, there are people who've got popular doing it by stealing other people's work.
Oh.
Yeah, and to really like actually do your own research and really, really commit to like citing all of your sources appropriately. I mean, that takes just such an incredible amount of work and research to it. And like some of the more popular true crime podcasters, actually, once they get so popular, they have people that do all that for them.
Well, that's what you really
And they
did.
literally just read off of a script.
Well, this goes back to one of our picks from like way earlier in the year, Only Murders in the Building. They kind of talked about that on the show.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, by the way, season 2 of that is coming in June. I saw a trailer for it. Yes, that show is so good. That isn't what I was going to recommend, but I will go back and recommend it anyways because I love the heck out of that show. Steve Martin and Martin Short and Selena Gomez. It's so ridiculously good. So I'm going to cheat with my pick because I'm going to pick all the stuff that I saw in the Oscars that I haven't seen yet that I am this week. So Coda won Best Picture. I saw that's on Apple. I'm going to watch that. I have still not watched West Side Story. Those are just two. There were so many that won great awards last year that I haven't seen that I'm going to this week. Maybe not with Lacey. We'll watch some of your Disney movies first before we watch all of those things. That sound good? What Disney movie do you want to watch? Have you seen Encanto?
Yeah, at school.
You watched
With
Encanto?
music.
You heard the Bruno song?
Yeah.
How did it go?
We don't talk about Bruno.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good. I watched it with you.
Beautiful.
Yes, go off.
We'll find you another one to watch. All right, guys. Well, I think that pretty much covers it this week. Oh, you good? That pretty much covers it this week, guys. Again, everyone, please send in your stories so we can give away those 2 tickets to Bonnaroo this year. What was the email address again, Charlotte?
TheRealRooBus@gmail.com.
Yeah, so use your voice recording app on your phone. Try to keep it under 5 minutes and tell us a story about who you want to take to their first Bonnaroo with you. We will pick a handful of our favorites at the end of April. Make sure that you get them in by then, and then we'll put it up for a poll, and then our audience will pick their favorite, and then that person will win 2 tickets to Bonnaroo to come party with us. Well, thanks, guys. Thanks, everybody that jumped on our Twitter Spaces, especially Sarah, who jumped on the end of the episode with us. Sarah, we're going to have you on for a whole episode here before too long.
I'm so happy to be here, and I'm so glad to virtually meet you, Charlotte and Joe, and your niece.
All
I
right.
can't wait to meet you in person. It's going to be so much fun.
Yes, for sure. And Brooklyn, I miss you.
I miss you.
Brooklyn and Daniel, you guys are very touching to my heart. And every time I see your guys' name pop up, I always tune in. I'm just like, oh, feels like home again. Feels like the Okie days.
Oh, well, we're going to have even better time. I mean, I loved Okie, but you know how it's going to be once we get to Manchester.
Yes. We'll be back in business.
Heck yeah. Well, with that in mind, everybody get out this week and radiate positivity. We'll see you soon.
Woo! Woo!